Welcome back to Court View. A grieving father's attempt to heal explodes into family chaos. Clint Brown pays for a week away to reconnect after 30 years of marriage, but he brings a surprise guest, someone the family never expected. Children are uncomfortable, a son and daughter-in-law feel blindsided, and polite tension curdles into accusations. Money, timing, and a withheld truth collide as private mourning becomes public conflict. Legally, it's a dispute over a supposed gift. Emotionally, it's about betrayal and boundaries. But what really happened behind the scenes?
This is the case of Brown versus Brown. Mr. Brown, you are suing your son for $3,376.43, the cost of a vacation he ruined. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Brown, you say you did nothing wrong. Is that correct?
Nothing wrong.
All right. So let's start from the beginning. Mr. Brown, so you planned a vacation for your son?
I did.
And you?
I did. I planned a vacation after my wife had passed away.
Okay.
I thought it'd be great to have some family time together. I told my son I would pay for the rental of the Airbnb in Captiva in Florida. He agreed to that.
How much was the Airbnb amount?
The Airbnb amount was $3,376.43.
Oh, the exact amount you're suing for.
That's
All
correct.
right. Nothing.
That was for the 1 week.
All right. And you have the receipt for that.
I do.
Let me see it, please. And so you said, hey, I think we should all go on a trip. I'm going to pay for it.
That's correct. A family get-together.
A family get-together.
Yes.
To just kind of bond and reconnect after the unfortunate death of your wife. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And so you just needed some time to decompress.
Correct.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
And so who was coming on this trip?
I was going on the trip. My son, his wife Sharon, their 3 kids. I also brought along a friend.
Okay.
Marianne.
All right. And so, Mr. Brown, to the son, this is your wife standing with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So when your dad said, I think we need to just take a minute to decompress, go on a vacation, right? What was your response to that?
I thought it was a really wonderful idea at first and a nice gesture. And I agreed to it with my wife and my family. But when we got to the house in Florida, he had brought a guest that we were not told about, and her behavior was not appropriate for the children.
Wait a minute. What was your understanding?
My
What was going
understanding
on
was
on the trip?
just our family.
Just dad,
Just
you,
dad,
your wife,
wife, and 3 kids.
and you guys had 3 kids.
Yes.
Okay, what are their ages?
2 5-year-olds and a 3-year-old.
2, 5, and 3. Wow, you all are busy. So, and what was this? This was an Airbnb. Was it like a house, an apartment? What was it like?
It was a house.
So you get there and you say immediately you see a guest that you didn't think was invited.
He hadn't mentioned it, but when we got to the place, he started talking about, like, I brought a friend, and we were surprised.
And you've never met
Yeah.
this friend?
No, we have never met this friend before.
And so who was the friend, Mr. Brown?
Her name's Marianne.
All right.
I met her a short time before going on this excursion with the family.
Oh, a short time before.
And I realized my wife had passed away. I was mourning my wife, but I fell in love with Marianne.
Wait, I thought you said she was a friend.
Well, she's a friend. I thought that they would welcome her into the family. She's a friend. And to be very honest with you, Judge, I had asked her to marry me.
Oh, Lord, this ain't no friend. This is a fiance.
Okay, fiance. But she's a very nice person. She has a good job. We fell in love.
To the son, Mr. Brown, did he introduce Marianne as his fiance, or did he say friend the way he introduced her in court?
It was friend at the time, and I do now know that they are engaged, but that's not what it was while we were out there in Florida. It was a friend at the time.
He was calling her a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so how long after your mom's passing was this trip?
It's about 4 months.
So about 4 months after her passing is when you went on this trip, and then the friend came.
Yes.
So, Mr. Brown, is it your testimony that the truth was you really had already fallen in love and asked her to marry you, or did you ask her to marry you after the trip?
Oh, no, I had already asked her to marry me.
Oh?
And I just thought I didn't want to just come right out and say, this is, Marianne, my fiance. I wanted to kind of build towards that.
The casual friend label collapses into a fiancé reveal and the vacation fractures. In one breath, the dad's attempt at comfort becomes a boundary breach. Legally, gifts have limits. You can't force consent or assume acceptance. Emotionally, the family is defending their children and dignity. Short sentences, sharp beats. That twist explains why silence and small omissions become courtroom fireworks now.
And how long were you and your wife married before she passed?
We were married for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And we had an excellent marriage. There were no problems. My son was a little bit distant from me for the last few years of the marriage. I don't know why.
So now, if you brought the friend, and even though you weren't being completely forthright as to the nature of the relationship, and that kind of evolved throughout the trip, why are you suing your son for the cost of the trip?
Well, I can tell you exactly why I'm suing my son. It's because from the get-go, as soon as they met Marianne, they didn't like her from the very start. They looked at her. She's younger than I am. She's in her late 20s.
And how old are you?
I'm 62.
Okay, got you a young one.
But
all right.
But I think love is love, and I don't know why they have a problem with that. Right away, they made her feel very uncomfortable. They gave her dirty looks. They called her names, very inappropriate names that some I can't even say.
Were you calling her names, Mr. Brown?
Nothing that wasn't appropriate in the moment. I mean, my wife and I were very upset by the things that she was doing. I mean,
what was happening? Ms. Brown, feel free to jump in. What did you observe?
So when we met Mary Ann, she was already drunk.
Oh.
So her behavior made me feel very uncomfortable with keeping the kids around her. I felt that she was a hazard to their health. And so
what did you observe her doing?
She was smoking cigarettes. And when I asked her not to smoke around the children because they were young, she blew the cigarettes in my son's face.
In your son's face?
Yeah, to show me that she, I don't know.
Did you see that, Mr. Brown? Her blowing smoke in your grandson's face?
She was in our bedroom at the Airbnb.
You were not there.
At the nice house. We're in the bedroom. She lights a cigarette up. The grandkids come running in the room just as she was exhaling. And the next thing
and they
happens,
run into the smoke.
They ran into the smoke. The next thing, she's giving Marianne and myself a lecture about the hazards of secondhand smoke that must have gone on for 15 minutes.
He was not in the room when she blew smoke in my son's face. This was another instance. She was also smoking weed in the house. She had a little vape
too?
Yes, she had one of the vape cartridges.
Oh, she had a vape?
And she was also, when we went out to the beach, she wore nipple covers and a thong in front of my children.
No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I have 2 daughters and she have a little boy. That's just not appropriate.
And so wait, Mr. Brown, now you're dating somebody younger, we don't need to judge that, but does she know how to act respectable around the children? That seems a little vague.
She likes kids. She's great with kids.
Not about liking him. It's knowing how to behave around.
She knew how to act. We were going to a beach. Marianne was wearing a bikini. She's very attractive. She probably wanted to, just...
So you also felt like the bikini wasn't appropriate, but you just didn't want to say anything to her. Or you said you thought it was appropriate.
Oh, I had no problem with it.
I bet you did. Okay. So what happened? I don't understand. So this I can already see this dynamic is kind of throwing off the decompression that's supposed to be happening here. We're supposed to be in this house relaxing, trying to heal from the death of mom and wife. And now we've got Marianne. She's adding a little bit of something to the mix that I don't think your kids expected.
They are exaggerating greatly Marianne's behavior. And so,
okay, let me just be honest and let's just get to the point. Everybody grieves in their own way. You wouldn't be the first nor the last man that finds comfort under the covers with somebody else. But that does not mean that your children are ready to process all of that. And even though your son is a grown man with a wife and with grandkids, this is still a very, very difficult time in all of your lives, losing your wife, their mother, well, her mother-in-law. Ultimately, what I think is interesting is that while you keep saying they owe you because I agreed to pay for the trip and they were going to pay for the activities, bring an entire person along that was not a part of the original conversation literally changes the dynamic of the entire trip.
I didn't see a problem with that.
Well, of course you didn't, because she was your guest and she's your fiance. I don't think that that was the appropriate time for you to bring your new fiance to meet your son, his wife, and your grandkids. I think your judgment was off. And I also believe that you never formed a true contract here. What you did was offer a gift of a trip, right? And even if it were, when you bring Marianne into the picture, deal's off, because you never mentioned that in the first place. I've heard enough. Plaintiff, Mr. Brown, your case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Nika Parker claims her boyfriend gifted her a freezer's worth of fresh fish, but refused to hand it over when they broke up. Jeff Simon says his ex walked out on him with no warning, so he's keeping the fish for himself.
Good day, everyone. This is the case of Parker versus Simons. Miss Parker, you are suing Mr. Simons for $598.16, the value of some food. And Mr. Simons says he doesn't owe you anything. What kind of food?
Yes, Your Honor. Some pescatarian seafood straight from the fish market.
Oh, so what happened to your pescatarian seafood straight from the fish market?
Well, I had decided to go pescatarian, and he was super supportive, but I just don't like...
You all were in a relationship?
Yes.
We
were. So prior to us breaking up, we went down to the Seabrook, actually, where I wanted to get some fresh fish that he purchased for me after insisting. I did have my credit card ready to swipe, though. So we went down. He bought me the fish shortly after. It was a very good day, actually. But about a week later, I did decide to break up with him. And I left my $600 worth of seafood in his deep freezer.
So wait a minute now. Let's go back. How long were you all in a relationship?
We dated for about a year.
About a year?
About a year.
It's a year and 9 months, Your Honor.
Okay, and you were living together.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you bought enough fish for?
Approximately 3 months, so that we don't have to make the trip over and over again.
So you brought it home, and what happened?
We brought it home, and we stored it in the deep freezer. Something in my soul, my core, it just wasn't sitting right. So, I mean, I broke up with him shortly after that, about a week after.
What?
Yes, Your Honor, it was about a week later.
Wait a minute. Now, you told this man you wanted to become a pescatarian.
Yes.
He took you all the way down to the fish market and bought you $600 worth of fish.
He insisted on swiping.
But something just didn't sit right in your spirit.
No.
And then a week later, you just said, I got to go.
Yeah, I was out of there. Okay. I was out of there. But you see what had happened was he has this...
Y'all in no argument?
Well, no, it was like a silent exit.
That was surprising to me, Your Honor, because she just get up one day and decided that she was going to end the relationship.
Yeah, well, he has, like...
Have you done a silent exit, Sean? So how, when you do a silent exit, you just leave like a ghost?
Exactly.
So when you came home, Mr. Simons, she wasn't there?
Your Honor, she just left. I thought that she probably went over to her friend's house and...
Oh, you didn't even think she was gone?
I didn't think that's how she...
But it was.
And then she left. And then I got a text from her saying something about...
I would be dropping the keys off and I would be back to my fish, but I will let you know when I could come pick it up.
Oh, you wanted to get your seafood out the freezer?
Yes, Your Honor, most definitely.
So on silent moves, you don't take the food out the refrigerator. You just take your clothes.
I didn't know where I was going to store it just yet. It's about 30 pounds of fish.
Oh, so you were just saying, I'm done with you, I'm done with this relationship, but I'm not done with the fish.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's not hard to see that you might have been struggling in the relationship. or you might have just been struggling in your relationship with yourself. And I think you were in a good relationship, but it probably wasn't good enough because you weren't happy with yourself. When you left, I agree. I think he did buy that fish for you. I also think he bought it for you to eat in the home that you shared together. But regardless, he supported you. If when you did your silent exit, you took that fish out that day, I'm sure he wouldn't be standing in the plaintiff's podium talking about, I'm suing her to get the money for my fish back. But you left the house without it. That says to the court, it wasn't that important to you.
Yeah.
But regardless, these are lessons that you learn as you grow and as you make mistakes. And you at least could have confronted him a week after he spent $600. So this time you're going to have to learn this lesson. And it's going to be no fish for you to fry. Plaintiff's case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The plaintiff lost. The case was dismissed. What started as a $600 purchase of fresh fish became a claim after a silent exit. Tanika left without her seafood, Jeff kept it, and the judge found there was no legal basis to force repayment. This highlights how shared homes and split relationships create messy property disputes. Is a gift still a gift when lives change? When should people prioritize communication over courtroom escalations? If you found this breakdown eye-opening, like and subscribe to Court View for more cases like this.